I'd love to
Ooh.
talk about skincare. Yeah.
Let-
If you're in the mood for real food, it's Concord Food Co-op.
All right, welcome. It is Nazzy from the Pulse of New Hampshire. Welcome to the Concord Co-op Community Connection. Joining me, as always, the illustrious, the one and only, world famous Greg Lessard. How are we today, Greg?
Oh, I'm just special.
I hope so. Getting ready for a nice hot weekend. I know what it's all about. And also joining us today, Miss Carrie James. She is the co-founder of the local CBD company, Clearly Balanced Days. And of course, you can check out their website, clearlybalanceddays.com, or you can follow them on Facebook or Instagram. Carrie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Nazzy. Hi, Greg. Nice to be here again.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good to have you back, Carrie.
Yeah. So a moment ago, you were just telling us, obviously you've got your line of CBD products, but you were just telling us that you also now have some skincare and some products for your face. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So one of the things that CBD is really great for is skincare. So the way CBD interacts with our bodies is it uses the receptors in our endocannabinoid system to help to balance us out.
Right.
And being our biggest organ, our skin is full of those receptors. So when you put CBD on your skin, it helps to balance it out right where you put it. So we've been expanding our skincare line quite a bit.
That's really cool.
Well, you have to expand on that. What is balancing it out? What does that mean to balance out your skin?
You always have the best questions.
Well, I just don't get things to as quickly as others. I need more of an explanation.
Sure. So what it's doing is it's helping to tone. It's helping to, for me, before I started using some of our products, I would always struggle with some patches of skin on my face would be dry. Some of them would be oily. And it was really hard to find stuff that would work for the whole thing.
Right.
So one of the ways that the CBD is helping with is to balance all of that out. So it's all kind of the same. And then I can address, if it's a lack of moisture or just getting it to be more toned, more balanced, more nourished. So it's really, really helping with all of those things.
Look, and I know a lot of people listening to us right now in the Pulse of New Hampshire, but to describe Carrie's skin, it's like porcelain. It's beautiful. She's got gorgeous skin. So you've got to check out this video. And I imagine you use your own products. You are the demo model, right?
Yes, I am. I am the first of the guinea pigs as we start to create products. I have super sensitive skin. So if something's going to be kind of funky, I will know it right away. Yeah. And so I am a constant experiment on myself.
All right. It's all right. It looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And Carrie, is the Concord Food Co-op currently carrying your skin products as well?
Yes, you guys are carrying a couple of our things. So we have three main lines. We have our wellness line that has our CBD oils, gummies, soft gels, our salves, which is also a topical product, but mostly for skin, for joints, muscles, and nerves. So that's a little bit different than the skincare line, which has our massage oils, our clear skin serum. And we also have a couple of balms that are really great for everything, really. And then we also have our lip balms now. So we're constantly expanding that.
And I've got a loaded question for you here, Carrie. There's a lot of different CBD stores open around town. And of course, you can find them on social media. What sets your products apart from the rest? What makes yours so superior over the rest?
So we start out with our main ingredient, the CBD itself.
Right.
The distillate that we get is a super clean, super refined, whole raw product. Okay. So what it has is all of the great cannabinoids in there, which CBD is a cannabinoid. It's one part of the cannabis plant. It comes from hemp. And there's all these other minor cannabinoids in there that work really, really well together. Any trace amount of THC we have taken out before we even formulate our products. And every single thing that we do, every ingredient we put in, we're very mindful about it. And also every batch of every product that we make, we send out to a third-party lab to have it tested. Now, There are a lot of companies out there that may say that they have all their batches tested too, but what they're testing for is just potency. And we test for potency. You know, if I say there's 300 milligrams in my balm, then that's what it's going to have in it. But we also test for safety, which is the biggest thing. Whatever's in the hemp, in the soil that you grow hemp in, will be in your plant. So you have to make sure that there's no heavy metals, pesticides, solvents, any kind of microbials or mycotoxins. So we invest a lot in that testing so that, you know, you may just trust me because I'm a nice person, but I don't need you to do that. I want you to go and take the number off the bottom of your product and go and look at it on the website. You'll see the certificate of analysis from that batch. So that's a big thing for us. But also it's the ingredients, you know, beyond the CBD. It's making sure we're mindful about everything we're putting in there.
Now, Carrie, we're in recent years, you know, I think CBD is coming onto the marketplace very strong. And I think, you know, we're learning a lot more about CBD. Is it just a relatively new product onto the market and uses new, or is there a history there that CBD has been around for a period of time, or a little bit about that, if you could, please?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we humans have been using the cannabis plant in all sorts of ways for thousands of years. But in the 70s, they were trying to figure out why THC made humans high. So they were trying to figure out how that interacted with the body. And in doing so, they discovered a whole system in our bodies, the endocannabinoid system. And they also discovered that there was far more in the plant besides the THC that we interact with. And that helps balance us out and helps with all sorts of things like our digestive system, our immune system, our nervous system, like all of those things, even the chemicals in our brains. It's really just helping to get that system to do its own job. So when it comes to CBD, we're really just starting to scratch the surface, and we're starting to look at the minor cannabinoids and stuff and how to boost some of the different properties using those. So it's a relatively new thing that we're discovering, you know, exactly how it's working and how to get the most out of it.
So in other words, we're going to use your product and we're not going to get stoned, right? We're not going to get the munchies afterwards. We're not going to be sitting around just chilling at no, it's right. The safe part of the plant, correct?
It is, yeah. And we take out the trace amount of THC that would even be allowed in the hemp plant is minimal. It's not something that most people would have any reaction to whatsoever. We mostly remove it for peace of mind. People get drug tested. People have, you know, their sobriety is important to them and they don't want to take any chances. So we really do that just to make sure that people know that they can trust what they're getting.
That's really cool.
And you're local. Where are you? Where's your facility again, Carrie?
We manufacture in Belmont.
Oh,
one more time?
Belmont.
Yeah. And I know you're at the Concord Food Co-op on Main Street in Concord. But every time I speak with you, you have new products that you're launching. So you seem to be expanding pretty rapidly. Where are you going from here, Carrie?
So, you know, it's been a rough year for us, like it has been for everyone. But our retailers, we've seen some beautiful things between our retailers helping each other out. We had one that had to close for a few months because of money, and their neighbor actually took in a case of our products to sell for her. So we have like all of these beautiful things happening, and we have this great community that we've been building. So for us, we're building more and more on our online presence. People are seeing a lot more of me these days. I do some like live video myself every Thursday, and you know, just expanding and also helping to form the conversation around CBD. We really want to be a part of making sure that regulations happen and make sense,
right? And
that you know, we're changing the stigma, because which is changing all the time. It's really great. You know, people were a little bit hesitant to use CBD before, and they're getting more and more open to it as they see that it's safe.
Yeah, that's it. And once again, the website, clearlybalanceddays.com, or you can follow Carrie on Facebook or Insta. Now, what time on Thursday nights do you do your Facebook Live chat?
Actually, it's every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. on our Facebook page.
Thursday morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook. Yes. And That's some great, and people can ask you questions. They can get stuff.
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, Carrie James, we want to thank you very much for joining us. And of course, you can check out her products at the Concord Food Co-op right downtown Concord. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
so much for having me. Nice to see you all.
You got it.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Carrie.
Who do we have up next? We have up. It must be Miss Julieann Hartley. There she is.
Why, hello there.
She is here, ready to go. Local musician, local therapist, nutritional therapist, uses music and nutritional therapy to address a variety of conditions, including dementia, developmental disabilities, anxiety, and children who have been affected by the opioid crisis. Of course, she's recently released a new album called Miss Julieann, Therapeutic Songs for Kids. You can find her online, MissJulieann.com. Welcome back, Julieann.
Hey.
And I want to let you guys both know that since we have last checked, I went on a hike and I was looking for fiddleheads, and I probably wasn't even close. I probably didn't find anything that was close. All I did find was a tick attached to my back. So,
yeah, classic. They're pretty bad this year too.
They are.
You gotta get some of that tick spray from the co-op.
So you know what? It's funny. I had the tick spray on my dog. Didn't think of spraying it on me. She didn't get any ticks. I did. It really does work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
really
all natural product from the co-op.
Yep, it is. It is. All right. So today we're going to be chatting about environmental toxins in household cleaning products. I know. And I'm sure you have a demo there. What do you have for us first, Julieann?
Oh, I don't have any demo today because, Greg kind of caught me off guard today asking you to talk about this, which is fine. I can always talk about something, right?
Greg loves to do that, though. He loves to do that.
But you know what? Environmental toxins are one of those things that I don't think a lot of people think about too much, right? They might be buying organic food, but if they're still putting toxins into their house through their cleaning products or through their perfumes, through their deodorants, right? You're still exposing your body to really high levels of toxins that could really be affecting your endocrine system, your neurological system, and causing chronic illness.
I never knew that. I mean, and my dad had told me that one time about his deodorant. I'm like, what? Deodorant's bad for you? And then he switched to an all-natural deodorant that I believe he got at the co-op. How does it, what, there's toxins in it, right? There's just something bad in the deodorants, right? What is it?
Well, in deodorants particularly, there's aluminum in a lot of them, especially antiperspirant, whatever the things that mean that you can't sweat. It's aluminum, right? And it blocks up your system, and aluminum is a toxin, and it can go into your brain, and it can cause, it's like a root cause in things like Alzheimer's and dementia. It's not good for you, obviously. But there's so many chemicals out there, and so many of the cleaning products, in the fragrances. Have you ever gone into someone's house and you can smell the things they clean their floor with, or you can smell their fabric softener? Yes. And then have you ever come out of the house and been like, oh, I still smell like that?
Yes,
right?
I have. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So all of these products out there in the market right now that have fragrances, that have perfumes added to them, they also add something called phthalates, and that's what allows that scent to stick. When I was an Appalachian Trail hiker, when I was off hiking the Appalachian Trail, I could smell when a town person had just been through there, because the phthalates and the fragrances stuck to it. They would come off of that person and they would stick to things in the environment. So I could still smell that person even though they weren't there, right? So those phthalates are super toxic for our system. They are endocrine disruptors. They are neurological disruptors. If someone out there has diabetes, autoimmune diseases, any of these inflammatory diseases, anyone with infertility issues, all of these things, phthalates, the perfumes, the fragrances, those things make all of those issues much worse. And they're ubiquitous, meaning they're just everywhere in the cosmetic industry, the cleaning product industry, men's beard oils and all of their shaving creams and all of their soaps and shampoos and conditioners. And so it's kind of like secondhand smoke. So Nazzy, you may put on some toxic deodorant, and if I come close to you, I'm getting those chemicals that you put on your body through the phthalates that are going to be coming off of you.
Wow. Wow.
Secondhand deodorant. I've never. That's a new one to me. But
A secondhand pit whiff. That's what we call it.
Yeah, secondhand pit whiff. It's just like, what do you prefer? I think I prefer a stinky Nazzy than a cancer-causing Nazzy.
Yeah, true.
Right?
True.
So the Concord Co-op. Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, we're probably on the same point. You know, the Concord Food Co-op does pre-screen. You know, so if you're not quite sure, you know, what is it good or bad? You know, normally, I think if you can't pronounce it, it's probably bad. But but one of the advantages of shopping at the Concord Food Co-op is we pre-screen everything so that it's all natural and there's no harmful additives in it. But what are some of the other things that people should be looking for on their some advice on if you're looking at a label? What is it that you're shying away from?
So it's really important to find brands that are very transparent. Cleaning products, cosmetics, all of these things, they don't have to put all of the ingredients on the label. Sometimes you have to call into these companies to really figure out what's actually in all of these things. The Concord Co-op has a really good selection. I go there for all of my cleaning products. I don't wear a lot of makeup, as you can see, but when I do, the Concord Co-op has a really nice selection. But so if you look at a bottle, if you see something that says fragrance, or if you see something that says perfume, but then doesn't say what it is, right? So the Concord Co-op has things that are scented, but they're all scented with essential oils. That's different. Essential oils is a much safer category for the most part. But if you see something that just says perfume or fragrance, do not buy that product. In fact, if you are in your house right now and you're watching this and listening to this, if you could do one thing for your health and the health of the people around you and your children, I beg you, go through your cleaning products, go through your cosmetics. If it smells, right, just throw it away, because that means it's having toxic chemicals in it. If it smells and if it doesn't say clearly just scented with essential oils, throw it away. It's not doing you any good, and it's probably hurting the people around you.
In the environment too, I imagine.
In the environment. So, and you think about it, there are people, so I'm neurologically inflamed right now because I had a tick bite and a Lyme infection, all those things. And there are places I can't even go into without getting a migraine. There are stores I cannot even walk into because of the effect of these chemicals. My body is, if you think of it as our bodies being a bucket, right? These endocrine disrupting chemicals, if your bucket's midway full, you might be able to handle them, but they're still filling up your bucket. But then you have people like me out in the world right now who have chronic illnesses, who are doing everything they can to just function again. Our buckets are full. If we walk in, or if I'm standing next to someone and they just put on perfume, my bucket goes from full to spilling over within an instant. So if we really want to make this world accessible, if you really want to look out for the vulnerable people around you, I beg you, get rid of those toxic products, go to the co-op, resupply with things that are healthy and better for you, right?
Yeah.
And if you happen to be one of those individuals with your bucket full, would a detox process, whatever that be, assist with eliminating those toxins? Yeah,
so that's what everyone at all times, our bodies are detoxing, whether or not we want to be. That's the function of our liver. But for some people, our colons are not functioning properly. If you're a little backed up, right, you're not eliminating those toxins fast enough, and they actually get recycled. Our body will recycle them if we don't get them out fast enough. I really recommend, if anyone out there is like, I want to do a detox, like a serious detox, I recommend working with a specialist, like going to Dr. Laura Jones in Concord at Whole Health, right? Whole Health Concord. Going to someone who really knows what they're doing, because what can happen, our bodies store all of these chemicals in our fat cells if they do not get processed out fast enough. So if you're one of those people who can't lose weight no matter what you do, it's probably because your body's trying to protect you, because you probably have a lot of toxic chemicals stored in your fat cells. And if your body releases those all too fast, they can kill you. That is like, so, there are lots of people out there who they just go on a week-long fast before doing any prep, and they get really sick.
Wow.
So I really recommend, if you're thinking about a detox, working with someone who knows what they're doing. But in the meantime, just support your body's daily detoxification system. So 1, get rid of the exposure of these chemicals so you're not still filling your bucket with them. And then 2, things like turmeric and ginger, eating organic foods, making sure you're getting enough fiber so that your colon is moving. Lemon is really good for getting our bile moving. Our liver takes the toxins, it squeezes it into the bile, and then when we eat fat, we eat things like citrus, it helps squeeze out that bile so it gets moving through our system.
We're out of time, Julieann. We can just keep going and going.
I can listen to her all day. I can listen to her all day. But you can listen to what Julieann has got to say about all this stuff. You can go to her website, MissJulieann.com. And Greg, your website, please.
ConcordFoodCoop.coop. And again, this show is on our Facebook page, the Concord Food Co-op's Facebook page. So if you want to watch it or see it again, go to the Concord Food Co-op's Facebook page.
Excellent. We'll see you next time on the
Thank you all. Thank you, Julieann.
Thanks for having me.
If you're in the mood for real food, it's Concord Food Co-op.